Managing diabetes isn't just about watching carbs. It's about making sure your body has what it needs to stay strong and avoid complications. Your nerves, heart, and metabolism all depend on the right nutrients. But here's the thing. Most diabetics are missing some of the key vitamins that help regulate blood sugar, protect against nerve damage, and keep inflammation in check. And when those levels drop, problems start creeping in. The good news? Fixing it is easier than you think. Let's break down the top 3 vitamins every diabetic needs. No fluff, just straight facts. 1. Vitamin K2. Vitamin K2, or menaquinone, is one of the best vitamins for diabetics. It is essential for directing calcium to the right places, bones and teeth, while keeping it out of arteries and soft tissues. You already know diabetes and aging cause hardening of arteries that can lead to heart attacks and strokes. In diabetes, several mechanisms contribute to a natural deficiency of vitamin K. High blood sugar increases oxidative stress, damaging cells and depleting K2. The body also struggles with calcium metabolism, leading to excess calcium buildup in arteries instead of bones. Insulin resistance reduces the activation of K2-dependent proteins, making it harder to regulate blood vessel health. Diabetics are more likely to have digestive issues, and since K2 is synthesized in the gut by beneficial bacteria, any imbalance in gut flora, including long-term antibiotic use, lowers natural K2 production. Certain medications, including statins and blood thinners, also interfere with K2 metabolism, increasing the risk of deficiency. Deficiency is difficult to detect because there's no standard test for it. However, signs include easy bruising, prolonged bleeding from minor cuts, and slow wound healing. In diabetics, the effects are more severe. Anxiety and depression can worsen due to its role in brain function and inflammation control. Weight gain or difficulty losing weight may occur, as K2 is involved in insulin regulation. Fertility issues and lower libido may be linked to its role in testosterone production and reproductive health. Nerve damage worsens when K2 is insufficient, as calcium builds up in nerve tissues, accelerating neuropathy. Kidney health declines as calcification affects kidney function, increasing the risk of nephropathy. Eyesight deteriorates due to calcified blood vessels, restricting oxygen to the retina. The biggest impact is on the heart and blood vessels. Without enough K2, calcium hardens arteries, increasing the risk of atherosclerosis, heart attacks, and strokes. A significant percentage of diabetics are deficient in K2. Studies suggest that nearly 50% of people, diabetic or not, do not get enough. And for diabetics, the risk is even higher due to increased oxidative stress and calcium imbalance. At the cellular level, K2 activates 2 crucial proteins, matrix glyprotein, MGP, and osteocalcin. MGP prevents calcium from depositing in arteries, while osteocalcin ensures calcium is properly utilized in bones. In diabetics, without enough K2, these proteins remain inactive, leading to rapid vascular calcification, increased insulin resistance, and weakened bone structure. To naturally boost K2 levels, focus on the richest dietary sources. Natto, fermented soybeans, is the highest source, with just 1 ounce providing 313 micrograms, over 260% of the daily value. Beef liver is another excellent source, with a 3-ounce serving delivering 72 micrograms, 60% of the daily value. Chicken breast is one of the best meat sources, with 3 ounces providing 51 micrograms, 43% of the daily value. Hard cheeses, such as Gouda and Pecorino Romano, offer around 25 micrograms per ounce, 20% of the daily value. Egg yolks contain about 5.8 micrograms each, 5% of the daily value, making them an easy addition to a daily diet. For gourmet meals rich in K2, consider natto sushi rolls, where natto is paired with seaweed and fermented rice, offering more than 200% of the daily K2 requirement in a single serving. Pan-seared foie gras, goose liver, is another luxurious option, with a 3-ounce serving delivering around 48 micrograms, or 40% of the daily value. Aged Gouda cheese platter, when consumed with nuts and fresh fruit, provides a slow-release source of K2, with just 2 ounces giving 50 micrograms, 42% of the daily value. These dishes not only offer the highest levels of K2, but also complement the fatty foods that enhance its absorption. K2 from food sources has excellent bioavailability, especially when eaten with dietary fats, since it is a fat-soluble vitamin. However, excessive heat and prolonged storage can degrade it. Fermented foods like natto provide K2 in its most bioavailable form, MK7, which stays active in the body longer than other forms. For those considering supplements, MK7, menaquinone 7, from natto is the most effective, with doses around 100 micrograms daily. It stays in the bloodstream longer, ensuring steady levels. MK4, menaquinone 4, a synthetic form, is often taken in higher doses, typically 1,500 micrograms 3 times daily, to compensate for its shorter half-life. Certain foods and lifestyle habits can worsen K2 deficiency. Diets high in processed foods and refined grains are often lacking in K2. Excess calcium intake without enough K2 leads to arterial calcification. Medications such as warfarin, a blood thinner, and statins block K2's function, increasing the risk of cardiovascular complications. Long-term antibiotic use kills gut bacteria that naturally produce K2, leading to lower levels over time. Alcohol and smoking also impair K2 metabolism, reducing its availability in the body. Getting enough vitamin K2 is essential for diabetics to prevent vascular complications, support nerve and kidney health, and maintain proper calcium balance. Prioritizing K2-rich foods and, if needed, high-quality supplements ensures better metabolic health, stronger bones, and a healthier cardiovascular system. 2. Vitamin B5. Vitamin B5 is one of those vitamins people don't think about much, but it's working behind the scenes to keep your energy up, your metabolism running smoothly, and your nerves in check. The problem is, if you have diabetes, your body is burning through B5 faster than it should. High blood sugar puts your system under constant stress, and that oxidative damage drains B5 levels quicker than usual. On top of that, your kidneys are flushing out more of it every time you pee, which is already more frequent in diabetics. Then there's the absorption issue. Chronic inflammation and metabolic dysfunction get in the way of your body using B5 properly. To make things worse, some of the most common meds for diabetes, like metformin, as well as cholesterol-lowering drugs, further deplete your levels. And if your diet is packed with processed foods instead of fresh, whole ingredients, not only are you not getting enough B5, but your body is demanding even more of it. It's sneaky too. Deficiency symptoms don't always scream at you right away. You might feel tired, a little foggy-headed, or more irritable than usual. Maybe you get frequent headaches. As it gets worse, you might start experiencing burning sensations in your feet, tingling, numbness, or even muscle cramps. Your digestion can take a hit too. Anxiety and depression can creep in because B5 is critical for neurotransmitter function and adrenal support. If you're noticing that your metabolism feels sluggish, weight loss or weight maintenance is harder, or your energy crashes more than it should, low B5 might be playing a role. It also helps with hormone production, including testosterone and estrogen, so if you're feeling a dip in libido or fertility issues, that could be a sign too. And for diabetics, neuropathy can get worse without enough B5. Your kidneys rely on it to reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, so deficiency speeds up kidney damage. Your eyes take a hit, raising the risk of diabetic retinopathy. Even your heart and blood vessels suffer. B5 helps regulate cholesterol and reduce arterial inflammation, so without it, plaque buildup increases, and blood pressure can creep up. It's not rare for diabetics to be deficient either. Some estimates say diabetics are 30 to 40% more likely to have suboptimal B5 levels because of chronic nutrient loss and metabolic stress. At the cellular level, B5 is a major player in coenzyme A, CoA, which helps break down fats, proteins, and carbs into usable energy. Without enough B5, your ATP production takes a hit, and that leads to mitochondrial dysfunction, higher oxidative stress, and all sorts of metabolic inefficiencies. It's also necessary for acetylcholine production, which means low B5 can impact nerve function, memory, and cognition. So where do you get it? Chicken liver is at the top of the list, with 3 ounces providing 83% of the daily value. Sunflower seeds come next, with 3 ounces delivering 60%. Avocados are another good source, giving 20% per fruit. Portobello mushrooms are great too. 1 cup sliced provides 31%. And if you like salmon, a 3-ounce serving delivers 22%. These foods don't just give you B5, they also come with other nutrients that support your metabolism and blood sugar control. If you want to load up on B5 while eating something gourmet, try sautéed chicken liver with portobello mushrooms. A 6-ounce serving gives you well over 100% of the daily requirement. Another great option is grilled salmon with avocado salsa, where 5 ounces cover about 50% of what you need. For something unique, sunflower seed-crusted salmon fillet is a flavorful way to get around 60% of your daily B5 in just one serving. These meals not only pack in B5, but also balance blood sugar and support overall cardiovascular health. Your body absorbs B5 well, but certain things can lower its availability. Cooking at high heat can break it down, so steaming, light sautéing, or eating foods raw, like sunflower seeds or avocado, helps preserve it. The good news is that B5 is highly bioavailable, so as long as you're getting enough from your diet, your body will make use of it efficiently. If food alone isn't cutting it, pantothenic acid B5 capsules and calcium pantothenate tablets are solid supplement options. The standard daily dose is 5 milligrams, but for those who need more, especially diabetics or people with severe deficiency, 500 milligrams per day is sometimes recommended under medical supervision. Benfotiamine, a fat-soluble B vitamin, is often taken with B5 to protect nerves and reduce diabetic complications. Some things can make B5 deficiency worse. Alcohol messes with absorption, and high-sugar processed foods burn through B5 faster, increasing demand. Chronic stress eats up B5 because your adrenal glands rely on it to produce stress hormones. Certain antibiotics kill off gut bacteria that help synthesize small amounts of B5, further lowering levels. Smoking increases oxidative stress, making your body burn through more B5 than usual. Keeping your B5 levels up is a game changer for metabolism, nerve function, and overall health. Prioritizing whole unprocessed foods while cutting down on refined carbs and alcohol makes a big difference. Diabetics especially need to watch their intake, as they burn through B5 faster than most. The good news is, with the right diet and supplements when needed, it's totally possible to stay on top of your B5 levels and avoid the complications that come with deficiency. 3. Vitamin B1. Thiamine, B1, is like your body's ignition switch. It helps turn food into energy and keeps your nerves, muscles, and heart running smoothly. But if you have diabetes, there's a good chance you're running low. Your kidneys flush out thiamine too fast, high blood sugar messes with absorption, and common meds like metformin and diuretics only make things worse. Add in stress, alcohol, and a diet full of processed carbs, and your B1 levels take a serious hit. Even gut health plays a role. Since some B1 is made in the intestines, poor digestion or frequent antibiotic use can make things worse. The tricky part? A deficit doesn't always scream for attention at first. Feeling tired, forgetful, or irritable could be low B1. As it gets worse, you might notice muscle weakness, tingling in your hands and feet, or even balance issues. If you're diabetic, the effects are even bigger: worsening nerve pain, kidney problems, irregular heartbeats, and circulation issues that can lead to high blood pressure. Even your mood can take a hit, with anxiety, depression, and stress sensitivity creeping in. Your metabolism slows down, making weight control harder. And when it comes to fertility and libido, let's just say B1 plays a big role in hormone production, and low levels don't do you any favors. Here's the crazy part. Up to 80% of diabetics are running low on thiamine. And that's a problem because at the cellular level, B1 is essential for breaking down glucose into energy. Without it, glucose sits there half-processed, creating toxic byproducts that damage nerves, blood vessels, and organs. Your cells end up starved for energy, inflammation skyrockets, and diabetes complications get worse. So what should you be eating? Sunflower seeds, 1 ounce gives you 35% of your daily B1. Flax seeds, 39% per ounce. Black beans, 35% per cup, acorn squash, 29% per cup, and brown rice, 29% per cup. These foods don't just deliver thiamine, they come with fiber and healthy fats, making them great for blood sugar control. If you want a fancy way to pack in more B1, try sunflower seed crusted salmon, where a fillet is coated in crushed sunflower seeds and baked, delivering over 50% of your daily B1 in one serving. Or go for black bean and flaxseed truffle pasta, which combines black bean pasta with a creamy flaxseed sauce, giving you 60 to 80% of your daily B1 per plate. Another winner? Acorn squash stuffed with spiced turkey and brown rice, a meal that loads you up with around 70% of your daily B1 in one go. Thiamine from food is easy to absorb, but certain things can get in the way. Cooking at high heat destroys some B1, and processed grains lose most of theirs. Plus, the body controls how much thiamine gets absorbed, so taking more doesn't always mean storing more. If food alone isn't cutting it, benfotiamine and thiamine HCl are two solid supplement options. Benfotiamine, a fat-soluble B1, is the best pick for diabetics because it gets into cells faster, reducing nerve damage and oxidative stress. A good dose is 150 to 300 milligrams per day. Thiamine HCl, a water-soluble form, is better for general deficiency, with doses around 50 to 100 milligrams daily. Some things make a B1 deficiency worse. Raw fish contains an enzyme that breaks it down. High sugar, processed carbs, and alcohol burn through your B1 reserves faster than you can replace them. Even caffeine and excessive tea drinking can mess with absorption. Bottom line, if you want to protect your nerves, heart, metabolism, and energy levels, you need to keep your B1 levels up. Load up on whole, thiamine-rich foods, watch out for things that deplete it, and supplement if needed. Your body and your long-term health will thank you. Summary: giving your body the right vitamins can make a huge difference in how you feel and how well you manage diabetes. It's not just about numbers on a blood test. It's about keeping your nerves, heart, and metabolism running strong. A little deficiency here and there might not seem like a big deal, but over time, it adds up. The good news? You can fix it with the right foods and supplements. So don't wait until symptoms show up. Start now, stay consistent, and give your body what it actually needs.